捕まえたならちゃんと殺してほしかったな。
Hey guys, it's Ash here with WatchMojo, and these are the top 20 creepiest anime characters.
少しハードだったけど忘れてくれないかな。
For this list, we're looking over the freakiest characters to ever show up in anime, whether due to their appearance or their antics. Watching these guys work their magic made our skin crawl. Think we missed out on any horrifying contenders? Let us know in the comments. And if there's an anime list you want to see, go to my Twitter at AshJBo and let me know.
Do you question the judgment of justice? Evil wears many guises, and I know each and every one of them.
Number 20, Berserk, Blue Submarine number 6. Half man, half shark, full of rage, with a colossal undersea hate-on for humans. Sounds like a charming fellow. Leading the charge in the war against humanity, Berserk lives to please his father, who not only drowned most of the world, but also gave rise to the creation of all gene-spliced hybrids.
Papa! やったよ! また青の基地を潰してやったよ!
Berserk more than lives up to his aquatic ancestry, being all too eager to lead his people to the top of the food chain, while also being in dire need of excessive dental work. Number 19, The Wretched Egg, Dead Man Wonderland. While her sadistic nature is much more prevalent in the manga, the times that Shiro's alter ego does reveal herself is more than enough to disturb. Driven to madness due to a childhood of abuse, the Wretched Egg loves nothing more than the thrill of killing, demonstrated through both her antics behind the scenes as well as the massacre of Gunter's entire class. She can walk through the entrails of young'uns and find it hilarious. That tells you all you need to know. Number 18, Riz, Beastars.
手も食ったのも気の迷いだった。間違いが起きただけなんだ。
In a world where carnivores are forced to suppress their hunger, whilst also being marginalized by the herbivores they live alongside, it was only a matter of time before this society gave rise to a monster like Riz. Originally perceived as a kind-hearted bear, a moment of weakness led him to eat his herbivore friend, and from that point on, fully embraces his inner grizzly.
今からしっかり君に口止めをしないといけないね。
Let's just say his newfound cravings and belief that friendship is best expressed through eating each other majorly pushed up his creepy points. Number 17, Gyutaro, Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba.
醜い声や要望をあざけられ、汚いと言って石を投げられた。
Some demons are reborn as insidiously beautiful creatures, while others are not. In both of his lives, Gyutaro was plagued by both disease and deformity, the opposite to his picturesque sister, with both having a fondness for slicing up the residents of the entertainment district.
俺たちは二人で一つだからな。
Fully embracing his new role as a member of the Upper Moons, Gyutaro's only real joy came from basic slaughter, that and rubbing in the cruelties of life to his victims. He may have been given the hardest of hands, but there's no denying Gyutaro is ugly inside and out. Number 16, Moscus, Berserk. He may not be a member of the God Hand, but this zealot is about on the same level when it comes to his depravity. A religious nutjob who believes that all sinners need to make amends via pain and death, Moscus is all about that fire and brimstone life. Even before making the transformation into an apostle, the unique shape of his face, hellish expressions, and lust to punish in the name of God makes him one of the most terrifying obstacles Guts has ever had to put down.
天罰敵面天に代わりてこの私があなたに罰を当てましょう
Number 15, Nobuyuki Sugo, Sword Art Online.
そうでなくっちゃね。君がどこまで誇りを保てるか。30分 ?1 時間
There's always that one weirdo online who gets a little too into character and wants to live out their depraved fantasy. Unfortunately, in the virtual reality gaming scene of this series, Sugo got to make his a reality. As Oberon the Fairy King, he abused the power of the administrator, turning Asuna into his plaything, and often dangled the line between uncomfortable and illegal way too often for our liking. This is the dude who makes all gamers look bad, and shouldn't be allowed near an MMO, or any person of the opposite sex ever again. Number 14, Oken, Ranking of Kings.
動きを止めたあれは何だ
While very much a tragic case of a good man being brought into the darkness by force, it doesn't take away from the fact that Oken is a sinister force of nature, one whose violent antics and bouts of mania betray the anime's bright aesthetics. Losing all reason thanks to his curse of immortality, Oken thrives on causing pain and suffering, and while we can't read his expression through his helmet, his mannerisms more than make up for it. That hollow laugh combined with a lust for blood will make your soul shiver. Number 13, Spec, Bucky.
あ、そうそうあんたそういえば
A death row criminal so strong that he longs for defeat is already an unnerving enough concept, but Spec had to take things a bit further by looking like a muscular potato with a creepy-ass smile.
Beautiful.
Weird enough that he's actually a fossil of a man who willed himself to have so many muscles, even more so with how much he loves to beat down opponents with any means necessary. Don't expect a fair fight from him, and most important of all, never find yourself sharing a public bathroom with him.
Oh la la. Spec. You.
Number 12, Johann Liebert, Monster.
Hang in there, kid. I'll save you. No matter what.
No cosmic abilities, no super strength, just keen intellect and a complete lack of morality. The scariest thing about Johann is that on every level, he's frighteningly human. With a silver tongue that can push anyone to taking their own life, Johann's reign of terror is as expansive as he is charming, only willing to let himself be killed by the one man who saved his life.
I was supposed to die that night. You're the one who resurrected me, Doctor.
How do you best someone who can easily convince you to kill everything you've ever loved with just a few words?
I'm Johann Liebert. I study in the School of Law.
Number 11, Uranist, Overlord.
ネザミは良好かしら
We'd be very happy if we could go about our lives and never have to see this thing again. A monster in service to Einzel Gone that seems to specialize in torture. Uranist's outward look and overt desire to get taken to the boneyard by her undead ruler is already enough to make us vomit. But then we get a glimpse as to how she entertains her victims, and it gets so much worse.
私を作り出された方が尿道結石というやつで苦しんだって話でねそれに敬意を表してまずはこれから行うのね
There's cruel, and then there's ramming spiky rods into places spiky rods should not go. No thank you.
これから長い付き合いになるのよこれくらいで泣いてたら大変よ
Number 10, Hirosaka, Future Diary.
You're a freak.
Madam. You mean a freak who rocks?
A battle royale to become a god is going to attract a few weirdos to the foray, and among them was this cosplayer slash terrorist slash psycho. Adorned in a wacky outfit and obsessed with bringing about the reckoning to all those who disobey his justice, Hirosaka is all kinds of loopy.
Do you question the judgment of justice? Evil wears many guises, and I know each and every one of them.
We dare say he'd make for a fun gag character if his costume weren't so off-putting, or if he didn't equate murder and littering with the same degree of violent retribution. Not the kind of candidate you want ruling over time.
Through the prognostications of this magnificent contraption, I knew where and when to rescue you and how to give you first aid.
Number 9, Hisoka, Hunter x Hunter.
君の範囲はメモリの無駄遣い
The magician who will turn a person's limbs into flowers just for the fun of it, and gets way too excited when it comes to facing off against strong opponents. There's no getting around just how entertaining Hisoka is, but it doesn't take away that he's a psychotic murderer who lives to feed the arousal he gets from fighting those he deems as worthy.
そんな目で見つめないでよ興奮しちゃうじゃないか
There are no friends or foes in Hisoka's eyes. Everyone is just a potential plaything. Number 8, Mad Pierrot, Cowboy Bebop.
Have you heard of the name Mad Pierrot?
Very few can hope to match, let alone best, the space cowboy in a bout of fisticuffs, and this crazed, bloated killer in a top hat made it look easy. His drive for death, combined with an insane amount of weaponry at his disposal, allowed the Pierrot to nearly end Spike on their first encounter. Throw in an abject fear of cats and one hell of a death scene, and you've got yourself a madman for the ages. Number 7, Akira Midosuji, Yowamushi Pedal. Oh sure, compared to some of these other larger-than-life villains, a high school cyclist doesn't sound all that menacing, but within the context of a down-to-earth sports anime like this, Midosuji overwhelmingly sticks out. With an elongated tongue, creepy demeanor, and overwhelming desire to claim victory by his lonesome, Midosuji comes across more lizard-like than human, the kind that wouldn't hesitate to bite a head off if it meant gaining an advantage. We're pretty sure we still have nightmares about that tongue of his. Yikes.
でもまあ、ええわ。結果は結果や。
Number 6, Shu Tsukiyama, Tokyo Ghoul.
大丈夫ですか?
A man of leisure who knows exactly what he wants and will do anything to get it. Known as the gourmet among the ghoul race, the only thing that Tsukiyama adores more than arranging gruesome death matches for audiences is Kaneki. Seriously, he got one whiff of his blood and nearly lost his damn mind. From that point on, all he could do was obsess over how he would get Kaneki's sweet flesh all to himself one day, to the extent he would happily bribe, blackmail, and butcher anyone just for one bite.
これはちょっとしたジョークのつもりだったんだ少しハードだったけど忘れてくれないかな
Number 5, No Face, Spirited Away.
Hello? Aren't you getting wet out there?
By the time Miyazaki's masterpiece comes to a close, No Face is pretty much left as a gentle soul, we dare say even cute. That being said, it did spend the better half of the film stalking Chihiro and devouring the bathhouse's occupants.
Gimme!
Fueled by the greed of those around him, it didn't take long for No-Face to shift from friendly ghost all the way to bottomless appetite incarnate. It certainly scarred a few kids back in the day, especially when the gaping stomach mouth appeared.
Sen, what did you do to me?
Number 4. Chocolata. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Golden Wind. It's hard to outshine a truly devilish villain like Diavolo, and yet his own psychotic henchman managed to pull it off. How? Well, aside from finding glee in the dismemberment of his victims, Chocolata relished the chance to unleash his stand against the masses, resulting in nearly the entirety of Rome being poisoned. Nothing screams "get the hell out of Dodge" quite like a murderous cucumber made of mold with a perpetual creeper smile. And the less said about his psychosexual relationship with his gimp sidekick, all the better. Number 3. Kazutaka Hyodo. Kaiji. Absurd wealth breeds absurd behavior, and in the case of Chairman, he's got so much green that he can arrange entire death games just for the fun of it. So bored with his life of power and privilege, this vile old man began to long for new ways to entertain himself, and found that watching poor people risk life and limb for money scratched that itch. The way in which Hyodo gleefully watches desperate contenders get picked off like flies is so fetishized that just seeing him sneer is enough to make you feel unclean. Number 2. Mamoru Uchida. Perfect Blue. An encapsulation of every trope, truth, and terror regarding weirdos on the internet, Meme-mania is anime's definitive internet stalker, his antics online darkly reflected in his almost deformed facial features. Throw in a lack of social skills and his twisted desire to capture and keep what he believes to be the idealized vision of his favorite idol singer, and you've got someone you wouldn't be comfortable sharing the planet with. His thoughts are misguided, his methods are heinous, and the fact he's something of a prophetic character just adds a whole other disturbed layer. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure to go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Caster. Fate Zero.
私も気長に待たせていただくつもりでそれなりの準備をしてまいりましたからね。
In what world could this thing be considered a heroic spirit? Once known as Gilles de Rais, Caster lives for one thing and one thing only: the killing and maiming of innocents, especially children. His dark deeds are countless, and he makes no illusion that he doesn't enjoy every second of pain he inflicts.
私の祈りが、私の聖杯がその女性を蘇らせたのだ。彼女は私のものだ。
It's almost commendable that even with an army of mutated giant carnivorous starfish at his side, Caster still stands out as the most heinous beast among them. Probably something to do with the bulging unholy eyes.
間違いない。この光はジャンヌと共に歓喜の祝福を得た輝き。
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.